At 1:54 a.m., a 19-year-old is on the phone with his parents. He's lost on dark back roads in rural Minnesota, but he's calm. They're trying to find him. He keeps walking toward what he thinks are city lights. Then Brandon says 2 words, "Oh, shht," and the call goes dead. No scream, no crash, no goodbye. Brandon Swanson was never seen again. This is Casefiles Weekly, and this case is one of the most chilling disappearances ever recorded. If you're into cases where the timeline doesn't make sense and the evidence raises more questions than answers, subscribe to Casefiles Weekly. We post a new case every week. Now let's break down what happened to Brandon Swanson. Brandon Swanson was 19 years old. He was a college student in Minnesota, described as responsible, friendly, and close with his family. On the night of May 13, 2008, Brandon attended a party to celebrate the end of the semester. Nothing about the night suggested that by morning, he would be missing. Sometime after midnight, Brandon left the party and began driving. At around 1:15 a.m., Brandon's car ended up stuck in a ditch on a gravel road near Lind, Minnesota. Brandon wasn't injured. The car wasn't heavily damaged. It wasn't a violent crash, more like a slide-off. Here's the strange part. Brandon believed he was near the town of Lind, but he wasn't exactly where he thought he was, and that misunderstanding becomes crucial. Brandon called his parents for help. They offered to come get him immediately, but Brandon said he'd walk toward the lights of Lind, meet them, and avoid getting in trouble. So his parents got in the car and started driving, while Brandon stayed on the phone with them. This is where the case becomes uniquely terrifying. For nearly 47 minutes, Brandon was on the phone with his parents as he walked through the darkness. His parents drove around trying to find him. They couldn't. At times, Brandon said he could see their headlights, but his parents couldn't see him. They even honked. No response. The longer they talked, the more confusing it became. Brandon was walking, describing what he saw. Fields, fences, water, possibly a river or creek. He told his parents he heard water. That matters because the area around where his car was found contains drainage ditches, creeks, the Yellow Medicine River, and farmland hazards. But Brandon didn't sound panicked. He sounded mildly annoyed, like he'd be home soon. And then, at 1:54 a.m., Brandon says, "Oh, shht," and the call ends. His parents call back immediately. No answer. They keep calling. It goes straight to voicemail. Brandon's parents immediately contact authorities. Search efforts begin quickly, and the area around the car is investigated. The car is still there. Brandon is not. Searchers bring in tracking dogs, helicopters, volunteers, law enforcement. But there's a problem. They don't know which direction Brandon walked. And rural farmland at night is a maze with hidden ditches, uneven ground, fences, water, and tall grass. One of the biggest reasons this case remains unsolved is the location confusion. Brandon believed he was near Lind, but investigators later determined his car was near Taunton, Minnesota, miles away from where he thought he was. That means Brandon may have been walking in the wrong direction the entire time. If he was chasing distant lights, he may have been walking toward farm properties, rivers, drainage channels, or isolated roads, and in the dark, it would have been impossible to tell. This case has several major theories. Theory 1. Accident into water. Ditch. This is one of the most likely possibilities. Brandon said he heard water. In the dark, he could have slipped into a ditch or creek. In rural areas, drainage ditches can be deep, steep, and hidden by grass. And if Brandon hit his head or became trapped, he might not have been able to call for help. The phrase "oh shit" could have been a sudden fall. Theory 2. Exposure, injury, in fields. Another possibility is that Brandon fell, got injured, and succumbed to exposure. Even mild temperatures can be dangerous if someone is immobilized outdoors for hours, and farmland can hide a body shockingly well. Theory 3. Foul play. Some people suspect foul play, that Brandon encountered someone, but there's no clear evidence. No witnesses, no struggle, no confirmed suspect, no signs of violence. So while it's possible, it's harder to prove. Brandon Swanson's disappearance haunts people because it's one of the rare cases where we have a near real-time connection to the moment everything went wrong. He was there. He was alive. He was talking. And then he wasn't. 2 words. That's all we have. Oh, shh. To this day, Brandon Swanson has never been found. No remains, no confirmed sightings, no answers. So I want to ask you, do you think Brandon fell into water? Or do you think something else happened in those final seconds? Drop your theory in the comments. I read them all. And if you want a new case every week, subscribe to Casefiles Weekly.